third set will be played on Korhal, Floating Island. Spawning in the top right-hand position as the blue Zerg from KT Rolster. His name is Crazy.
His opponent spawns in the left bottom position from Kespa teammate Orange Terran this time around. His name is Ty.
Yep. Ty looking much healthier today. He seems to be alert and in good form. Yeah,
much better than a few days ago when he wasn't feeling well. Now, between the two players, Crazy leads 2-0 against Ty, especially their last match was back in round number 4 on Newkirk. But remember, Ty, he started doing a lot better in round number 5.
Yes, that's when he really started to come out of his shell there.
No comment.
It never gets old, man. It never gets old. Never gets old. Been watching the Koreans hide their faces or get embarrassed on camera since 2007.
I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't feel as special to me because I'm Korean. But hey,
it's like, a foreigner.
It's like, hey, I'm on camera. I don't have to hide my face anymore. Look at this, however. Crazy just trying to play as solid as possible, trying to make sure that his opponent is not going for the proxy barracks on the right bottom position of the map. The second overlord also scouting in the third direction over there, making sure that his opponent is not going for a proxy.
He just looks a little bit too relaxed there. He's like, well, I'm on camera. I better adjust myself. I think that Ty's going to go ahead and do that command center first opening. The drone immediately going to work on this SCV. It's going to get scared away, though.
Ty, when it comes to this season, he is in 4th place right now. 25 wins, 25 losses. Here's an interesting fact about the Kespa players, however. The Terran players are not doing so well, as if you look at the first place is Flash, second place Innovation. But there's a huge gap between Innovation and Fantasy, who's in 3rd place right now.
Well, I mean, let's also not ignore the fact that Fantasy and Innovation are probably not just 2 of the best Terran players in the world, but the 2 of the best players in the world.
Flash and Innovation.
Flash and Innovation.
So once again, 3 hatchery before pull, it seems like, as we have a third base going down on the 3 o'clock position.
Well, I mean, he saw the command center first,
yes.
So it can still be a little bit risky to go for the 3 hatch before pull, but Crazy, I'm sure that he prepared for the scenario, and he's confident in his execution.
He's probably thinking to himself, well, Ty, he might be a fantastic player from Kespa teammate, but he is not Flash.
That's right. Crazy has to practice against Flash a lot.
And let me put it in this way. Hoja, he said it on one of the reality shows that OGN had a few years ago, the Nawa Old Boy. And he said once you start practicing against Flash, you forget how you start winning games.
I think I remember that. And then Nawa came and won a single game against Flash.
That was actually surprising because he actually defeated him with a Dragoon Reaver.
Yeah.
Reaver, which was also uncharacteristic for Flash because he knows how to defend against the attack relatively easily.
Yeah. Well, that Marine is going to just simply leer at that Overlord as it kind of just flies right out of its range.
But look at this, Ty getting a scout at the third base, knowing that his opponent went for the 3 hatchery before pull. As soon as he sees that factory finishes, and let's see what he's going to transition into.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if he goes straight to the Hellbats. Yeah,
straight to the Hellbats.
Straight to the Hellbats, guys. These Terran players, they've gotten to a point where they're like, you know what, let's just get the armory first, and then we'll worry about the starport a little bit later.
Hellbat is a given when it comes to TBC these days, usually, as a lot of Zerg players are going for the Roaches because their opponent always goes for the Hellbats.
Yeah.
This time around, however, we don't see a Roach Warren going down from Crazy.
Yeah. It's still pretty early, though. It's only 5 minutes and 48 seconds into the game.
Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought it was a little bit quicker, a little bit later into the game. My bad. But then again, I saw the 3 hatcher. I'm like, oh, we are a little bit later into the game. So we should see a Roach follow-up from Crazy shortly.
Most likely. He would be folly to not prepare for the scenario.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially against Ty on this particular map, who loves to go for Hellbat drops. Whether the position is a 5-11 or a 1-7, you need to get some Roaches or at least get a lot of static defense inside the main base to make sure that the Hellbats do not do a lot of damage.
Yeah. So right now, Crazy is just really focusing on his economy, and one of the hard things to deal with here is that, he has to cover a lot of ground as far as defending against the Hellbat drops. He is going to go ahead and get a Baneling Nest here, but he needs to get the Roach Warren, not the Baneling Nest here.
Well, it's going to be too late at this point.
Yeah, man, I don't really like how Crazy's handling this. He does have really good map coverage and map awareness with his Overlords and Zerglings.
Is this going to be the repeat of Reality versus Revival that we saw earlier today?
There's a good chance, man. And
yeah, we have 24 Zerglings coming out on the way.
You saw how that game ended, man.
I mean, Revival didn't do nearly as much damage. The SCV kill was nice, but he didn't do
critical damage.
And now we do have the Hellbat going inside the main base, but Crazy is moving out on the map. 2 Spine Crawlers go up immediately.
And the Hellbat drop moving into the main base now. There's nothing for defense there. A Spine Crawler in production, but it's still a little bit too early right now. And the drone's getting pulled off the mineral lines. A few additional ones getting picked off. Also, a few larvae have been killed by those Hellbats as well. 13 Banelings in production here. The Queen falls. The Zerglings, they can try to surround these Hellbats, but I mean, the DPS is just too great from them, and they're going to be able to easily escape in that medevac. The Spine Crawlers will finish, though.
But look at this, Ty doesn't know what okay, he has some idea on what is going on, especially after seeing lack of roaches coming out from his opponent.
All right, here come the Banelings and Zerglings. They're going to easily bust through this base here, but the problem is, you know, what's he going to use besides that to defend?
Yeah, well, he does have to help us over here, and look at this. He's going to try to bust up the ramp right now.
Oh, the Marauders in excellent position. 3 supply depots very low on health, but I think they're actually going to be able to get saved here as the SCVs go in there and repair them.
And the problem is he's losing a lot of drones behind us. Look at the SCV count right now. 33 SCVs to 37 drones. He didn't do as nearly much damage as he wanted to right now. He needs to bust up the ramp, and he needs to go for the attack.
All right, well, 2 of the supply depots have been repaired for the most part now. Continued Hellbat drop at the 3rd base as well. And things are starting to look pretty solid for Ty right now. But the Banelings could change everything here. It's going to come down the perfect micro from Ty. The Banelings now busting down that front entrance there. The Zerglings, are there enough of them to deal enough damage?
That's a lot of Zerglings over there, and the SCVs are trying to run away from all of these Zerglings as there's only 2 Hellbats inside the main base. 3 Hellbats, excuse me.
Now we got 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Bunker also complete. Ty doing the best that he can to defend against this attack here. And he is a little bit behind on supply. 4 Banelings in production. They are spotted here.
They are spotted, but he needs to take them out pretty soon before those Banelings actually warp in.
Yeah, those are going to most likely get canceled.
Okay, it does look like it's going to get canceled over there, and that is good.
Oh, the Banelings actually complete there, and, well,
okay.
All right. No Baneling damage there. But
look at this, Crazy. He lost the 3rd base behind us, so he needs to make this attack work.
Yes, he certainly does. This is going to be pretty all-in-ish from Crazy here. It's his last shot, and you know what? Banelings and Zerglings, they're not amazing against Hellbats. And look at, you know what? Only a few workers have really been killed on either side here.
He can still make this attack work because his stim pack is not finished for return player Ty. But if Ty buys enough time for stim to finish, then it's going to be over.
The medevac gets picked off here. The Hellbats will get eventually cleaned up by those Queens. And maybe the Spine Crawlers support.
Yeah, but look at this. He needs to make this attack work. He needs to make sure those Banelings do not get roasted by the Hellbats right away.
That medevac was thinking about doing some harassment, and then he saw all of those units and was like, I'm going to go back home.
Yeah, going back home, raising the wall, using the 2 bunkers to defend against some Banelings over there is going to be the perfect decision for him.
I think we actually need to see a siege tank at this point from the Terran player. And, you know, he's trying his best to wall off here. The Marauders are providing a really nice wall for support. But the Banelings, they're running forward right through the supply depots.
Now the Hellbat's dropping once again, doing a nice damage against the Banelings, but there's a ton of Banelings inside the main base. Can he actually get every single Hellbat? Seems like the answer is no.
Unfortunately, not enough damage being done here from Crazy. He's still pressing the envelope, though. He wants to continue running by with Zerglings. As long as there aren't more than 2 Hellbats, I feel like the Zerglings can eventually pick off the dreaded Hellbats.
And he's doing a nice job keeping his opponent down to 1 mining base right now. He needs to make sure that his opponent does not start mining at the natural. As soon as he takes up the 3rd base right now and starts taking up, he could play a macro game against Ty. But until then, he needs to apply tons of pressure.
This is a crazy all-in from Crazy, man.
Really crazy all-in right now. Viking is moving across the map, trying to see if there's any more Banelings being morphed in right now.
Banelings doing, trying to move up the ramp here. Excellent Marauder wall as well on
and also,
the ramp.
look look at the positioning of the barracks right now. There's a fantastic wall over there.
That's SimCity, man.
Banelings actually have to go to the left side.
Look at how cost inefficient those Banelings are being, and also they're not connecting. Finally, they connect with the Marauders, but Crazy, at this point, I think he needs to call it quits, back up to his base, and start droning up again. That's exactly what he's doing, getting a Roach Warren behind this. Also very smart. A Banshee out. That's going to really signal to Crazy that, all right, man, like, this is not working anymore. I need the backup, and I need to start going and thinking about the late game.
But like I said, he bought enough time to get additional third hatchery down, which has been destroyed earlier in the game. So it's not like he is completely out of the game. Certainly, yes, Ty is in fantastic position with the Banshees coming out. And with his main command center not being taken out, he is still now up to two bases once again. He has fantastic unit composition against his opponent. But it's not like Crazy is out of the game just yet.
He's a little bit behind. I feel like a strong Marauder Hellbat push could potentially take out the third base without too much resistance.
But look at this really smart. After seeing the Banshee, he needs to he wants to make sure the Hellbats do not roast the drones once again as he builds the Spine Crawler and the Spore Crawler over there.
Yeah, just good overall defense from Crazy. Now, something to point out here, because the command center was forced to stay in the natural for so long, the Mules have been mining only from the main base.
Yes, which also means that the main base is going to mine out pretty soon.
Yeah. Ty is not going to have a great economy here. He needs to actually take a third base really fast.
He is taking a third base inside the main base right now with third command center going down. And that's a fake medevac drop going inside the main base.
I don't know, man. Like, I would have actually just put Hellbats in there, I think.
Thinking Hellbats would have been a great decision, but it also puts Crazy in an uneasy location, saying, you know what, I have something inside here. You better prepare against these two medevacs.
All right, we do see the Terran player moving into that Bio Widowmine composition. His +1 about to complete. And we do see Crazy going for the +1 melee attack, +1 carapace upgrades as he starts the morph in his lair and get more drones, queens behind this. This is pretty much, you know, neither player was able to kill off each other, so they're like, all right, we're going to just sit back again for a little bit and continue the macro up.
Yeah, but let's be honest, if the game drags on for a little bit longer, the player who's going to mine out later is going to be Crazy because he lost a couple of drones inside the main base and the natural, while Ty, he was sending all of the SCBs inside the main base, and now the main base has been dried out.
Yeah. Also keep in mind that Crazy had his drones split up a little bit more between all of the bases. So yeah, I look at that. The saturation of the mineral patches, it's low, but it's certainly not as dire as the mineral patches in Ty's main base. He's pretty much on one base compared to the three.
Yes, now Ty, if he hits a perfect timing attack before Crazy can get a lot of units out with the +1/+1 upgrade finishing, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble. That's the reason why he's going for triple Hellbat drop inside the main base while also pressing forward at third base.
All right, well, the attack at the third going to be easily deflected. Those Roaches need to be wherever those Hellbats drop, and here they come. The drones trying to split up the best they can, but it's still a very potentially deadly attack here. The bio over there is not being microed properly, and the drones, they're just trying to run away from the massive amounts of Hellbats. One of the medevacs has been picked off, though. Crazy doing a really good job at defending here, but he can't let those drones die.
Only a couple of drones get picked up as he doesn't care if he loses the queens or any extra buildings inside the main base. All he knows right now is that all he has to do is to make sure the drones do not get roasted in this position.
Okay, so it looks like Ty has decided to take a third expansion, sending a lot of SCVs over there. But we do have the Roach speed and centrifugal hooks, the Baneling speed upgrade finishing for Hydra. Crazy.
And the medevac that was full of Hellbats inside the main base got picked off.
Yeah.
So really nice defense. I mean, usually Terran player, third player in this position, they either lose every single drone or they lose a hatchery behind this attack. But Crazy, nice flick.
Throwing away a few lings there unnecessarily.
Well, he saw the window mine over there and trying to activate it, and also trying to see where Ty was positioned over there.
All right, Ty actually is in a really solid spot. Oh, those widow mines are in a very, very scary location here.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. He needs to make sure he doesn't move to the left side. If not, the widow mines can take out every single Darkling and Baneling that Crazy has right now.
Crazy's got to know about the widow mines, though, on the low ground, not the high ground.
At the same time, there's a drop inside the main base. That's the medevac full of Marines.
All right, Crazy pressing forward here with a lot of his units and dropping onto the high ground. The widow mines hitting a lot of units there as well, dealing with the Banelings pretty efficiently.
Yeah, but the problem right now is inside the main base. Spawning pool about to get taken out, but nice reaction time by both players, actually.
Yeah. All right, well, these Marauders are going to continue to be annoying here with the Widow Mines on the high ground. That's actually, I think, one of the first times we've ever seen this. But
he knows about the Widow Mines. He's trying to draw them out, but not cost efficient as the fourth base is under fire. But look at the circling run by as natural.
Oh, this is actually going to kill off a pretty good amount of SCVs here. That base is canceled, so no fourth from Crazy.
Well, let's be honest. Right now, Ty is on 3 bases. Zerg player is drying out inside the main base little by little. But Crazy, he's going to dry out a little bit later than his opponent throughout the whole game. And the attacks didn't really kill that many drones throughout the whole game. Yeah,
his drone count has remained pretty robust throughout the entire course of the match. And looking at the Zerg player, getting a lot of mutas behind this. Also going for the +1 flyer attack, getting the +2 armor and melee attack on the ground. So, you know, Crazy is just gearing up for that solid macro late game, and I gotta say that it's working out pretty good for him so far. The Banshee low on health, that's gonna get picked off, but the mutas are not getting. Oh no, Crazy loses almost all of his mutas for free.
Yeah, well, he's also busy defending against the Marauders at the right bottom corner, which Ty did not micro at all. This is actually better positioning, I have to say, from Crazy, taking the right bottom base, because now he has the right side completely covered for himself. He doesn't need to maneuver between the semi-third over there and the third base that's on the 3 o'clock position.
Unfortunately for Crazy, he is still pretty far behind in supply.
Yes.
He's at 124 supply, his opponent at 168. And those Widow Mines just doing a very good job.
You know, Crazy would have been in a fantastic position if he didn't lose the mutas.
Yeah, if he didn't lose the mutas, I think he would have been in a better spot here. But now it looks like Ty is pressing on multiple fronts here.
He's only checking to see if there's a fourth base over there, while double meta drop on the right bottom corner of the map.
That expansion is going to be toast. Crazy now forced to defend on multiple fronts. He can only defend in a few areas, though. Baneling's doing a good job at picking off those 2 Widow Mines.
I like what Crazy is doing right now. He knows that he cannot cover 2 bases at once, so he gave up the expansion without tech.
Yeah, he's really just trying to go for a lot of run-bys here. He's going to move into the 3rd base, but the Marauders and Marines easily will deflect some of the units here. And nice job of just harassing there with the Baneling and a few Zerglings. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, man.
Well, he is actually getting a nice round at the front right now, but all Ty has to do is lift and get out of there.
Yep, the mutas are not going to be fast enough to chase down those medevacs, at least temporarily. All right, we have the +3 attack, +2 armor on the way for Ty. And his 4th command center just finished off there, also trying to do yet another drop here at the 3rd base of Crazy Hydra. We've seen the economic game kind of shift now more towards Ty's favor than Crazy's.
In fact, now the main base has been brought out for Crazy, and he doesn't have a 4th base, which is what the Zerg player really needs at this point. Without the 4th base, he cannot stay in the game. And does he have enough army back at the natural to defend against what Ty has right now?
I'm not sure. I don't think he does. He's going to try to send some Lings over there, but you know, cutting off the reinforcements is one of the best ways to deal with the Zerg army, but Baneling's rolling in here now. Excellent control, actually, overall from Crazy, and he's going to be able to pick off those Widow Mines, send those bio units home.
But the key point is he needs to get the medevacs. He needs to make sure the medevac count is low from his opponent Terran player. Getting to medevacs, really nice move from Crazy.
And now we're starting to see the supplies even out a lot more. It's 128 for the Terran player to the 112 of the Zerg. Much better than the deficit we did see recently.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, Crazy, he is still behind as a Zerg player, which is a position that you never want to be in. But nice harassment at the 4th base, going to pick up a lot of SCVs.
Yep, the Marines are going to scare those away for now.
I have to say, Ty's multitasking is a little bit lacking today. With we're not seeing the great multitasking that we used to see from Ty.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit not there.
And also, Crazy needs to make sure those units do not get killed by the Marines once again.
All right, we also have the drilling claw upgrade for the Widow Mines. It's going to allow them to drill in 1 second instead of 3.
But look at this. There's no wall over here whatsoever because Ty did not remake the wall, and the Zerglings get a free kill on all of those SCVs.
Oh, the Baneling's rolling through here as well, picking off a lot of the Marines, but that's not the real story here. The real story is the... well, never mind. I guess the bunker at that 3rd base did a really good job at defending.
And now the right bottom corner is uncovered. The mutas are on the left top position, so he cannot save the hatchery. This is so crucial right now. Crazy, he needs to make sure he can take a 4th base behind this. We're 27 minutes into the game, and Zerg player only has 3 hatcheries.
I think his natural is almost mined out as well. The 4th base, third base, not an amazing position as well.
Yeah, the problem is Crazy is going for really cost-efficient trades, and he's winning the engagements, but he doesn't have the economy to back this up.
Oh, and the drone's getting picked off as well. Oh, that was a lot of drones, man.
You know, Ty doesn't even need to attack into the third right now. All he has to focus on right now is defend against Crazy's one last time push.
I don't even know if Crazy's going to get the ability to do that one-based, that last
Well,
attempt.
he's going to go for it.
He's going to go for it. That's not a lot of units, though. It's 153 supply to 82. Throwing your army away against this Planetary Fortress, I'm not sure if it's going to work. The Baneling's going for the...
Oh, so unlucky.
That's just unfortunate. All right, well, at this point, I feel like Ty is starting to slowly pick apart his opponent. Crazy.
Well, he already did it, too, because right now, the Zerg player does not have a single mining base. He doesn't have 300 minerals to go for the hatchery. And now the supply is 139 to 47. GG.
Ty just pretty much out multitasking his opponent pretty hard there. Crazy, I felt like the later the game went on, the worse he did. It's like he didn't really have a backup plan, a late game plan at all in his strategy, because he really wanted to make the Baneling Ling all-in work earlier on in the game, and it almost worked. But you know what? Ty, he was able to hold on, and since he held on, he was eventually able to grab that victory.
So with Ty taking a victory, the score is 2-1, with Kespa teammate leading against KT Roaster.
Indeed. 2-1. A little bit surprising, but I guess Argo and Ty, sometimes they can really get the wins where they need them. All right, the next match is what you guys have been waiting for, the fourth set. It's going to be Flash versus Major. Juan Carlos versus E Young Ho. In set 4, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this commercial break.